Daddy's back, bitches, with a special video. Every single Mandalorian character in figure form. And there is a few I had to make that distinction because the smartasses who are going to say, where's the countless useless Boba Fett variations and the countless Jango Fett repaints that are also equally useless? Well, that distinction is for you, you stupid fucks. Go fuck yourself with an 18-inch castle prod, because these figures cost too much money. It is too much fucking money. I've got 16 of them, right? And that's all the characters, apart from Shae Vizla. That one can fuck off. I don't like gingers, alright? So, I will put a stock image of her in there. So, this also excludes animated ones. The Disney crap, Rebels, whatever it is, fuck off. I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't pay attention to anything Disney does. And the Clone Wars 2008, which did a great job of ruining Mandalorians. So there you go. Now we are going to cover this chronologically from the chronological metric of BBY before Battle of Yavin. So the first ones will be the oldest ones, and the latest ones will be the ones in the original trilogy era. So there's your context. So I will be providing historical backgrounds, I guess, for them, pseudo-historical backgrounds, because they're not fucking real. You know, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, something happened. So, there you go. Now, let's get into it. First up, Mandalore the Indomitable, right? This is not Mandalore the Backstabber or Mandalore the Fudge Packer, it's Mandalore the Indomitable. Don't get it confused with Mandalore the Ultimate, Mandalore the Hammerborn, Mandalore the Binder, and Mandalore the Destroyer, Mandalore the Uniter, whatever. Mandalore the Conqueror, they're all Mandalores, especially Mandalore the Fudge Packer. This guy had a vision on Shogun, and his deities, the Mandalorian deities, Katarangir, Hodharan, and Darasum, because I'm not, that retarded that I'm going to be putting on an accent for him. They told him, go and fuck shit up. And he did. He invaded Iskadrill and killed all of them. He invaded Basilisk and killed all the Basiliskans. He invaded Kuar. Great going. Then he got his arse handed to him by Ulic Qel-Droma. There you go. That's what happened. He invaded Coruscant with the Brotherhood of the Sith. Then he died on the moon of Onderon, Dixun. Very phallic name, Dixun. So, there you go. Very nice figure. That's what it looks like from the back. I do not have his scepter. I apologise for that. I'm so sorry I didn't get a small plastic accessory with him. So, in terms of accessories that I do have, he has that useless axe and the shield that probably couldn't block a paper mache. I don't know, couldn't block a sponge probably. In terms of articulation, he has a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel wrist, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. He's very articulated. So, there you go. He died in somewhere around 4000 before BBY, So, who came next? Well, you're in luck, because it's a very rare figure. And it's this guy. It's Roland Dyer. It's Roland Dyer. Yeah, it's this guy. The guy who looks like he has 7 convictions of rape.
Oh, hello there!
He has a 1,000-yard stare, a really odd-looking moustache, and a hairline that goes back further than his involvement in the Star Wars universe. Now, this guy, Roland Dyer, he destroyed Flashpoint Station along with Jerial and Zane Carrick and whoever the fuck else, because they don't matter. Whatever. Now, Roland Dyer, he got his arse handed to him by Demagol. He sparked him out, he knocked him out, and Demagol took his armour and just pretended to be Roland Dyer. However, Roland Dyer got put on trial. That's as much as I know. Eventually, he killed Demagol, right, with Demagol's daughter, Shantique. Isn't this amazing? Fuck me, Christ. So, in terms of articulation, He's got a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees. There's no ball joint at the ankles. If you can see, there is no ball joint there. He has a knife. A knife. There you go. He will shank you. He will... I don't know. There's a decent image of a Old Republic comic with him holding it. So there you go. Daddy's rolling down. He died somewhere around 3,900 BBY. I don't know the fucking specifics of every character, because I'm not a walking fucking encyclopedia of science fiction. So who came next? Shae Vizla. Allow the pause for the stock image. There you go. Probably a very articulated figure. Apart from that, she's ugly and she's ginger. Well, the figure is. So, there you go, that's Shae Vizla. Now, Mandalore the Avenger, Shae Vizla, might I add. But, there you go. Apart from that, who came next? This guy. Jaster Mereel. Former Journeyman Protector. Mandalore, leader of the true Mandalorians. Sylvester Stallone himself under that helmet. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? He does. It's like the hills have eyes. It's uncanny. Well, the hills have eyes are inbreds. He's not inbred. He just has some weird resemblance to the Rocky Balboa. So he died in 52 BBY because Montross, the prick, left him to die. There is his true Mandalorian mythosaur skulls on his shoulder plates. He has the kind of like yellow, I think, for field marshals in old Mandalorian colour ranking metrics, and he has a mythosaur skull on his his sock on his gun. Now, Hasbro, whose creative team doesn't have a brain cell between them, failed to understand that if Jaster Mereel did have a jetpack on Quarter 6, which is where he died, Vizla wouldn't have been able to kill him in his tank because he would have been able to fucking fly away. That's the reason why Montross left him to die, because he had a jetpack and he didn't, and Jaster didn't. There you go. Now let's look at his head sculpt. His pistols have scopes on them, but they're not too great looking for me to get them out and show you. There you go. There is his head sculpt.
You idiot! I did it!
Now, his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head. I'm going to point at his head so you can follow along. Ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel wrists, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. A very nice soft goods cape. These are the only two, Montross included, these are the only two Mandalorian figures to have really nice soft goods capes. I don't know if they used the same on that Mandalore figure, but it feels different, the texture's different. So, there you go. Now, you know who's next. It's Montross. Now, Montross is like Jango Fett on steroids. He killed every bounty taken.
You're with enough, dead.
He is a massive prick. He's really condescending. And he died getting eaten by a bunch of mindless drones.
I'll see you in hell, Jango.
Save a place for me.
No! Ah! Jango! Come back! Ah! Bitch! Damn you! Finish me!
That's how he died. He died in 27 BBY. Yes. The chronological metric of Star Wars that only sad fucking dorks know. Yeah. There you go. Now, he has this helmet detail. I don't know what that signifies. I don't know what it is. He has a skull on his belt assembly. The belt assembly is fucking amazing. It's incredible. No wonder he's so fucking expensive. Now, he reuses the torso of Boba Fett and the helmet of Boba Fett. His arms are unique, and he has tassels. If you can see, if we remove the hair, blue tassels. Now, his head sculpt. There you go. Doesn't look like the brightest guy ever. Fucking hell.
That hurt!
He didn't pass general education. He became a fucking mercenary. No wonder. Now his pistols. Now Montross knows how to design. He pimps out his pistols. Look at that. Great colour scheme going on. They're like space revolvers. Now, apart from Montross trying to copy Clint Eastwood with having a massive fuck-off revolver and trying to kill people with it, Montross, he's a bit, let me just get his jetpack on. So there you go, commentary's a bit stunted while I do that. Let's have him holding his rifle. His rifle has some gold accents on it as well. Now, he has red things on his shoulder plate, red circle, red rectangle, red squares. Jesus Christ, I can't name the fucking shapes. So, apart from having red insignia, I don't know what that actually mandates, I don't know what that details. There you go, that is Montross. Jango Fett, he came after him, after Jango Fett killed him in 27 BBY on the moon of Bogdan. There you go. Trying to find the Bando Gora cult led by Kamari Vosa. There you go. This is the leader of the true Mandalorians after Mereel, and the guy who managed to get his head chopped off by Mace Windu because he didn't know his fucking jetpack wasn't working. Bit of a brainlet, really. Fucking hell. There you go, there's his jetpack before, the one that was featured in Attack of the Clones before the Geonosis segment. When does fucking Lucasfilm get a message through? No one liked when Boba Fett died for no reason, so why get rid of Jango Fett for no fucking reason apart from some stupid shit? Fuck me. Half of Return of the Jedi is awful anyway, and that's part of the awful segment along with fucking Ewoks. They only made 2 Ewok movies after that, but pointless digression aside, let's look at his head sculpt. Look at that. If he can focus. There you go. He looks like he has a few regrets, like putting his penis in that pencil sharpener earlier. He really shouldn't have done that. He's accidentally sterilised himself. So, in terms of articulation, I always say that, as a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel forearms, right? Because it's different from the wrist, because that moves the hand like that, you know. And he has a swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. He is the same as Mereel. Mereel is a reuse of the Jango Fett mould. You will find that is common with a lot of Mandalorian figures, the reuse of moulds. In terms of his blasters, if you can properly see his Westar blasters, they are smaller than previously used ones. So there you go. It's smaller than his penis now, after it was half cut off by that pencil sharpener. Let's continue that awful joke. So, who came after? Well, a bit of historical background on Jango Fett before we move on. He led the true Mandalorians until their defeat at Galadran. He became a bounty hunter, killed Kamara Vosa after killing Montross, and then he wanted a son. Don't know why he couldn't have just had a son normally, but no, he has to get a test tube baby and has Boba Fett. But he had to make a whole army of clones, and he needed some people to fucking get them. He needs people to train them. So we're going to move on to the Koi Valdar. What a fucking weird name. Mandoa is a really shite language, but, you know, because I know my Mandalorians, I've got to use it. You know, like a sad dog. here they are. Here's half of them. Let's try and get them all in a shot, if we can. There we are, and for the other ones. So, I'm going to be reviewing all of these at once, because I have already reviewed the Coivaldar. It translates into those who don't exist. So, we'll put Latswood here so you can see that there's all of them. Mitch Gillimar, Dread Priest, Isabet Rowe, Barry Natmar, Latswood and Rav Braylor. Now, Barry Natmar and Mitch Gillimar both have used this mould. They have ball jointed head, swivel shoulders, swivel elbows, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball jointed knees, ball jointed ankles. Mitch Gillimar, he's not much of a fucking looker, is he?
Are we there yet?
Focus. No, he's not much of a looker. Now we're going to cover Barry Natmar's head sculpt, because Barry Natmar, he knows how to groom his face. He has decent facial hair. Look at that. Look at Barry Natmar. Fucking hell. If you are in a relationship, do not let your other half see him, because he will probably take them. Look at that. Most attractive Mandalorian, Barry Natmar. Shame. It's a shame though that no one fucking knows who he is, or no one fucking knows what he done. But he looks good, and in society that's all that matters, yeah. Social commentary on a Star Wars video. Never been done before, has it? I'm a pioneer in that regard. There you go. There is Barry Natmar and Mitch Gillimar. Dread Priest and Dread Priest and Latswood. You'll notice that they both use the same mould. If you don't notice that, I'm sorry, but you may have something wrong with you.
Shut the fuck up!
So, they have ball jointed heads, ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, swivel forearms, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball jointed knees and ball jointed ankles. They have small man syndrome, because Dread Priest was an angry fucker. He really was an angry fucker. He liked to host really nasty training sergeant circles where they beat each other up. That's what they did. Great and productive use of your time when you're trying to train an army. You know, Latswood was different, however. Latswood actually had some morals and some honour. That's all that was known about him, that he liked war. His head sculpts, look at this. Is there any Mandalorian that does not look like they have sexually molested someone? I don't know. But there you go. There is Latswood. And obviously Dread Priest. Dread Priest married Isabet Rowe, this one here. And when Dread Priest was killed by Mitch Gillimar, this ugly fucker, you can see. Yeah, it should be in the thingy, whatever, there you go. Just giving a bit of context. Isabet Rowe got real pissed, because obviously if your spouse dies, then most of the time you wouldn't give a shit, but this time you do. So these use the same mould. Decent mould, obviously different proportionalities because they're female Mandalorians. That's nice. We have women Mandalorians, and one of them just fell over and knocking off Latswood. So let's put them back up. Let's stand them back up, because I'm 17 minutes into this fucking video and there's no way I'm leaving it now. So they have ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, swivel wrists. They actually do swivel forearms, as close as you get, swivel wrists as you can. Swivel waist, swivel hips, ball jointed knees and ball jointed ankles. They have new armour styling on the leg area. The differences between Rav Braylor and Isabet Rowe is that Isabet Rowe has a jetpack and a camera. Rav Braylor has a fucking awful looking cape and a utility belt. Head sculpts. There you go. I would not date Rav Braylor. She might cut my balls off. I would date Isabet Rowe, but She seems like a fucking psychopath as well. So, yeah. Just generally avoid Mandalorians. They're not nice people. There we are. That is the Coival Dar. Could this video get any more sad? Possibly. Probably. Will do. Certainly. Let's put the Coival Dar back because we are moving on to the original trilogy era. Who came after? You tell me. Who came after? Who was in Empire Strikes Back? Boba Fett. There we are. Boba Fett. Well, let's get him in focus here. Can he be in focus? There you are. There you go. Now Boba Fett here is the best Boba Fett figure I think they ever released. The Evolutions Fett Legacy Boba Fett. Now the Fett Legacy Boba Fett uses the Empire Strikes Back armour. Unfortunately, this one has the wrong cloak, but you know, what can you do? Now, Boba Fett here, I can't be arsed. He was a bounty hunter, then he became Mandalore after Fenn Shysa died, but we'll get to him. Now, in terms of articulation, as a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel forearms, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. In terms of detailing, he has the Journeyman Protectors logo on his right breastplate and the Mythosaur skull on his left shoulder plate. He has a useless pistol that I cannot take out on his holster and a jetpack. There you go. He has tools in his little leg pockets, which are the least practical fucking things I've ever seen, because if you run, they'll just all fall out. For fucking hell's sake, what is it with people? Now, let's take his helmet off. Obviously, the lazy bastards at Hasbro just reused the 30th anniversary collection Stormtrooper helmet and gave him a white body glove. That's all. There is Boba Fett. Now we can get on to his impersonator and Jodo Cast. Now he was released in a Walmart or Kmart exclusive somewhere. I don't know. Kmart? No. He was released in the 2010 or 11 Shadows of the Dark Side packaging. I don't have his jetpack or his guns, just his helmet. But, you know, the figure's there. Camera's been knocked slightly, whatever. All that matters. But now this, if we can get his helmet off, which probably can't. Can we get his helmet off? Just see if we can. Yes, we have. Who would have thought a 14-year-old boy would go on bounty hunting missions? Just focus, you fuck. Come on. There you are. Look at that. He's not even old enough to take a driving lesson, let alone be a fucking bounty hunter. So, he uses the same mould as Boba Fett. He has that Wookiee braiding on his right shoulder. Obviously, he has the same articulation, you know, the ball-jointed head, the ball-jointed shoulders, the ball-jointed elbows, the swivel forearm, the swivel waist, the swivel hips, the ball-jointed knees, and the ball-jointed ankles. That's what he looks like from the back. I'm sorry I don't have his jetpack, but in the stock image of the sealed version I'll show you, you'll see his jetpack. There you go. Fenn Shysa. What a really, really awful name, because his second name sounds very similar to a German obscenity involving fecal matter. There you go. Fenn Shysa. Detailing first. Let's cover his detailing. He has these kind of like white strokes on his helmet. Please focus in. There you are. He originally was introduced into Star Wars, in the Star Wars universe, in the Marvel comic series decades and decades ago. Leader of the Mando Cabore, or the Mandalorian Protectors after Mandalore the Resurrector. just fucking gave up because he was a little bit of a pussy, and he had PTSD from the catastrophic battle of Novo 2. You know, Novo 2, whatever it's called, where Palpatine orchestrated the Mandalorian Protector's defeat. Notable Mandalorian Protector engagements in the Clone Wars are at New Hostis and at New Bornolix, where they respectively encountered the 327 Star Corps and the 21st Nova Corps. There you go. Fucking hell, have you lost the will to live yet? Why are you still watching this video? He has detailing on his shoulder plates, same detailing. I don't know what these symbols actually mean. Just let him focus. A blue jetpack, bit out of the blue, because all of his detailing is green and yellow. He has gold and white and red colour scheme on his helmet, and they just painted his body green and his bodysuit, body glove, body armour. He has grey boots. Same holster as Jango Fett, same pistols as Jango Fett. They're slightly grey, more grey and slightly larger. So he's a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders, ball-jointed elbows, swivel forearms, swivel waist, swivel hips, ball-jointed knees and ball-jointed ankles. He's green. He's green. There you go. There is Fenn Shysa. Last but not least, because I do like Fenn Shysa, and I like this one, Tobbi Dala. Oh yes, we'll cover the head sculpts together. So, obviously detailing for Tobbi Dala, symbols on his shoulder plating, and pretty much that's about it. He has the Wookiee braiding because he utilises the Jango Fett mould. The Boba Fett mould, and Fenn Shysa uses the Jango Fett mould. So there you go. He has the Jango Fett helmet, both utilise the Jango Fett helmet though. So in terms of head sculpts, let them focus in. If the two of them can focus in, look at that. They do not look like they are inbreds at all. Fucking hell. What's he looking at? Jesus Christ, it looks like he's just seen some absolute... where he's just saw like some child getting maimed or something. Fenn Shysa, those eyes will pierce through your soul if he's not piercing through your bumhole. There you go. Tobbi Dala, he looks more normal, and that's a real big compliment that I can afford these figures. He looks normal. He actually looks normal. Hooray! We have a Mandalorian figure that looks normal. Wow! So, there you go. That is all Mandalorian characters. Now, if you are thinking of the image that I use as the intro, the ones that I crossed out aren't actually Mandalorian characters, or they are just variations of pre-existing Mandalorian characters. Mandalore, the Galen Marek in Bounty Hunter Disguise is not because, isn't a Mandalorian character, because Galen Marek is not Mandalorian. Did you know that? If you ever played Force Unleashed, you would know that. So this is where we leave off. I've just bought every single Kashyyyk Trooper, so I'm going to make that video before that fucker does. You know who I'm referring to. So I'm going to leave you, love you and leave you, and you can cry without me. You can cry that I'm gone. So that's been every single Mandalorian figure ever released. Not ever released. Every single Mandalorian character ever released in figure form. I will leave you off with a special goodbye figure, which is the Holiday Special Boba Fett. If you've ever watched a Holiday Special, you're stronger than most people. I have. And I know what Tobor is, and you don't, you fucking peasants. There you go. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Goodbye. 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 It's so sad to see you go. You can fuck off.
I'm not sending that shit! Shut up,